Welcome. I'm Jackie Andrade, your 2025 Kern County SHRM Conference Director.
And I'm Charity Ricks, your Kern County SHRM President. We're beyond thrilled to introduce you to this year's keynote speaker, someone whose message will not only inspire you, but transform the way you lead and live.
Joining us today is Dr. Anna Marie, also known as the Mindset Doctor. Her passion for helping others shift their mindset and reconnect their purpose is exactly what our community needs right now.
Let's dive in and give you a glimpse of what to expect in October.
Dr. Anna Marie, thank you for being with us today. Your presentation is titled around the idea that our mindset may be the only thing standing between us and the life we're meant to live. Can you unpack that for us?
Oh my gosh, yes. So all of us have the way we wound up being, the way we're thinking, and it's not right or wrong. However, we are limited by our mindset. And a lot of the times our mindset is from past programming, mistakes in the past, challenges from the past, things that maybe got in our way. And so then we get this mindset of, well, I've already done that and it didn't work. So it's trying to open up to the mind to what is possible and to view things from a different lens of a space of non-emotional, but taking a higher overview. So what I mean by that is we have something maybe in our past that was challenging and it caused an emotional response in the body. If that something similar comes up in our current moment, we will have that physical response. Therefore, we usually meet it with the same action. So we need to start changing our actions so we don't keep repeating behavior from our past that we are not truly desiring. So it's trying to open up the mind so we can view things from a different perspective, get out of the emotional part of the brain and into the prefrontal cortex, which is our executive thinking. So ultimately trying to get people to not be so emotional and let's make some decisions based on practicality and possibility.
I love that. So you'll be introducing your Success Rewire method during your presentation. Can you give us a sneak peek into what to expect?
Yes, so it's ultimately about rewiring our mindset. We have these things called neural pathways. It's the way we wound up thinking, and they are cemented in. So I'm saying let's step back, let's rewire some new possibilities of thinking, and what will happen is your day-to-day will start to shift and change. And we do that by rewiring our past. We do that by re-envisioning a new future. And if we can re-envision a new future, that means we can re-envision the past, meaning we can change the meanings that we're giving our past experiences again so they don't trip us up and hold us back.
That's great.
So, HR professionals often face burnout.
Yes.
It's true.
They are the bread and butter.
Pressure and constant change, right? So how can this mindset shift help them realign their purpose and reignite their energy?
I think it's going back to why did you start where you're at? Like, why did you get into HR? Oftentimes we are bombarded, especially in HR. You guys are hearing about everybody's problems, medical claims, benefit issues. Like there's all issue. But what I think we can forget is why we started. And I know in my experience with past jobs, the people in HR, they are always so kind. They're like, let me help you figure this out. I remember my first job, I sat down with an HR professional and she went over like medical stuff, retirement, investing. And I am telling you, it is 23 years later. And that one conversation has made me be able to fill my bank account, so many things in that one meeting from the HR professional. And she doesn't even realize how much it's impacted my life. And so I think it's just reminding ourselves, why did we get started? Because you are literally setting somebody up for a future of success in the career that they're stepping into, whether they stay for a short period of time or whether the longevity of it. And so, we just got to remember why we began.
So reprogramming limiting beliefs. What are some common ones you see in high performing professionals and how can they begin to get out of that pattern?
Oh, yes. So even myself. So limiting beliefs such as that's not available to me, that's not going to work. I always fail. I'll always struggle with money. Nobody likes me. Or my boss is always mad at me. I can never do enough. Or I'm always the one doing everything. Right? So instead of let's go with I'm always doing everything. So this is a limiting belief, thinking that you have to always do, and yet you're not asking for help. You're not being very specific in the needs that you have. And I think also, just as women, we naturally do that. We want to nurture and do everything and help everyone. Not that men don't, but again, these are limiting beliefs. It's like, anything is possible, and more is possible when you ask for help, when you collaborate, when you work with other people. I mean, SHRM is a perfect example of that. How many professionals you guys bring together and support that you give each other, just even the student mentorship at CSUB, like we need connection and we need to work together. But oftentimes we can feel like we're in a silo, especially those higher level managers and business executives. They feel like they're in a silo all on their own. And so we have to be asking for help and working with others for sure.
And hence the burnout. So thanks for coming back to that. So your presentation will blend both science and heart. So tell me a little more about how those two work together to create sustainable success.
Well, let's go to burnout. Burnout is ultimately us not being in alignment with who we are and taking care of ourselves. When that happens, our body has a physical response. I can't sleep, I have anxiety, I am tired. And so when we take a step back, which I literally just had to do this a couple of weeks ago, I had to take a week off to just re-energize myself, get centered in my heart of like, who am I? What am I doing? What's the difference I want to make in the world? Who do I want to work with? Versus just getting in and going through the day to day. And we feel like we're reacting to the day versus being in action with the day and being proactive. So when we look at the science is very clear that when we are under stress, when we are having negative thoughts, this is going to disrupt so many things in our life. And when we get to our breath, when we get centered in our heart, when we get in alignment with our purpose, our stress hormones go down. We sleep better. We're better able to listen. We're better able to understand others. We're able to see different perspectives of things because we're out of that emotional stress part of our brain. So the two go hand in hand.
All right, for those feeling stuck, right, which we've been talking a lot about, or depleted, what's a step they can take today to begin this change?
I think it's really looking at what do you really want and asking yourself. A lot of times when people are stressed and feeling stuck, it's because they don't know what next step to take. And so I think often, so then they don't take any steps. They just keep doing the same thing every day, right? You guys, can you relate to that?
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, let's take a moment and not try to predict the far future and make one step towards the thing that you're desiring. And that one step is going to open up and illuminate the next step to take. So sometimes analysis equals paralysis. So we're feeling stuck because we have this, maybe this big idea or this thing, or maybe we don't know what we want to do. So then we don't do anything. But it's being in action and being intentional and allowing life to unfold for you and kind of point you in the right direction. And then the other thing, I think when people feel stuck, it's also because they have this idea or they really want to do something, but they're scared that they could fail or it would take a lot of change. So I ask you this, when you're 80 years old, will you regret trying or will you regret not trying? That is a question I ask myself all the time to take a pulse on where I'm at and where I'm going. And it's so helpful to say, okay, I'm moving the needle.
Okay, so without giving too much away, what do you hope our attendees will walk away with, or how they'll feel differently after hearing your keynote?
I hope that they will feel not just inspired and motivated, but ready to take action on the very things they've been putting off. Really stepping into, this is my time, I get to choose me, and step into the person that they know that they're meant to be and that they no longer are holding back. Because we can all be inspired and motivated, but then there's the action piece. So my goal is that they take one little nugget and they're like, I can do that. I can take action towards that. I'm going to start with that one thing. And again, hopefully that one thing is going to illuminate the next.
I love that. So on our last question, we wanted to make it fun. Everyone knows you're an amazing presenter, you have great style, you have an amazing business, but what's something fun about you? Like, what's one fact that, a lot of people might not know, but just really embodies you?
So I call it the unicorn. The unicorn is
Love
the one
that.
thing most people don't know is I love rollerblading. So I went rollerblading this weekend. It is like my jam, and I literally just love it. It's so much fun. I feel like I'm free. I can go fast, and it just takes me back in the day when I would go to the roller skating rink when I was a kid and do the limbo and, all that fun stuff. So
Well, don't be surprised. We might have a pair of rollerblades for you on stage.
oh, hey, I can get down with that.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Join us October 1st for the Kern County SHRM Annual Conference.
We'll see you there.